I hate this so much. Jesus Christ. It's so bad. What the f*** was that? Oh, f*** off. No! Patuck!
Sorry, I usually try to avoid swearing on this show.
You know, I've tried to be fair with this show. I really, really have tried to be fair. Certainly, the last review I did, I tried to say at least there was some semblance of a story, a Star Trek style story, and I tried. And then this episode drops, and I am about to lose my fucking shit.
I'm gonna need so much Romulan ale to get through this.
Oh, thank the heavens, Holly Hunter has found a brand new red couch to slide on. She goes full dead woman in a casket pose for this one.
Hello, this is Londo Morai, and you're watching Madman Cafe. However, in the old days, the great days of the Republic, you would be spying all the Brevare, Hatjala, and Spoo.
Well, welcome. It's another Tuesday, 2 days after the Super Bowl, which pretty much nobody cared about, especially that awful halftime show. As a Puerto Rican, I just want to apologize for the halftime show because we could have done better. We could have had better stars out there, you know. Not Bad Bunny. I'm sorry. Other news before we get really started in here. For those of you who watch our Babylon 5 retrospective, I have some bad news on there. Tubi TV and Amazon has removed the free versions of Babylon 5, so you cannot get it on their sites anymore. The Roku is still offering it. So if you haven't downloaded the Roku free channel yet, give that a run. It's still on there for who knows how much longer. We'll see what happens with that. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hit that subscribe. I just want to thank everybody out there. We've received 42 new subscribers to this channel just recently. Thank you. Thank you very much on there. Also, one of our videos is about 50 away from reaching 10,000 views on there. Once again, thank you again for those of you who have watched it, and those of you subscribed from that. We really want to thank you. That's the Peter Jurczyk video, the short version of it, which is my part of the interviews on there. Really thank you very much for that. So let's bring in the other cast members on here. We got Sci-Fi Snob with us and Outpost Nerd. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
What's up? What's up?
How things going today for you all?
Not so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened?
I had to watch the show.
Yeah, had to watch this crap.
Of course, yes, we did it. We did all have
Do
to
you
watch
understand the
it.
suffering we go through for you?
Yes, I know, and I really do appreciate it. And be prepared. I've already seen the trailer for next week.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
And I might fail
just
in
when
my,
you thought when it got really bad on this episode, it's going to be worse next week.
No, it can't be worse. I mean,
Oh yes, it can.
no, it can't. It's impossible.
Oh yes, it can.
Well, I said that last week, so
Yeah, it's going to be.
now I have to watch because
Yeah,
I gotta
stop
see
saying
possibly
it
be worse.
because they're hearing you snob saying it can't be worse and taking that as a challenge.
That's right. That's what they've done. That's what they've oh, we can be worse than that.
I mean, you already saw the opening. I mean, all these YouTubers that have reviewed, even the ones that have praised the show, are just literally says, "I can't praise this particular episode. I can't praise this episode." It's how bad it is.
I can't I might fail in my task today. Cam challenged me to find the good in the show. I don't know if I can do it this week.
Cam asked for the impossible.
I know.
Yes, he did. And it's just, when you have things like this, that just, I mean, come on, really?
That's from some other show, right? There's another show that does that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Some kids show, or
Well, you can narrow it down to like about a dozen things. If you remember the old Nick days, Clarissa Explains All.
No, I don't
Clarissa
remember that.
Explains, yeah.
It's not my.
I do. Melissa Joan Hart and her first TV
Melissa
show.
Joan, yeah, it's the early days of Melissa Joan
I remember
Hart.
that show.
Yeah, that's not my thing. But.
Yeah, but that wasn't Star Trek. So
That's
we
not
should
Star
not be
Trek.
seeing this shit in Star Trek.
But this is just insane itself. But let's get started with this. Let's go over what the insanity of this episode is. It is episode 5, series Acclimate Mill, or Sam for short. It is directed by Larry Teng. Kristen Beyer was written, and of course, the self-insert herself, Tawny Newsome. Plot is Sam, Starfleet Academy Soul Photonic Cadet, explains that she was created as an emissary to observe organics and report back to her people on Kashyyyk. In fact, they don't even explain where Kashyyyk is. I mean, is this Kashyyyk in the Alpha Quadrant?
So she's a spy. Oh, we lose. Oh, there he is. Okay. So she's a spy.
So yeah, she's
a spy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
why don't they arrest her and put her in photonic jail or something?
I don't know. So they could determine whether or not it's safe for them to integrate with the organic society. Her creators instruct her to ignore what they perceive to be trivial things like music and to enroll in a class called Confronting the Unexplainable to further her knowledge. But Professor Ilya, played by Tawny Newsome, self-inserted, informs her that it's too late for her to join. She becomes fascinated by the life of Benjamin Sisko, a human Starfleet captain from centuries ago who became emissary of the prophets, the gods worshipped by the Bajoran people. Sisko's ultimate fate is unknown, and Sam, I love this. His fate is unknown. We all know what happened. And Sam decides to prove herself by finding out what happened to him. Sam attends a meeting of Bajoran students, but offends them by implying that their belief in Sisko is unproven and nonsense. Boy, to piss off the Bajorans. The incident lands at Chancellor Aki's office. Aki explains to her how revered Sisko is among the Bajorans and encourages Sam to keep asking questions. Aki confronts Kelrick, the chancellor of the War College. This is the side story. When the academy begins to lose power and finds out that he's trying to prepare for a visit from a dignitary from the Alferent, attempting to make amends for their previous animosity. Aki recruits the doctor and Jet Reno to teach him the traditional customs and fosters trust between them. Things go initially well, but the Kelrick becomes offended when he becomes to think that the others aren't taking things seriously and reveals that he has been harboring resentment toward Aki for having abandoned Starfleet 15 years earlier. The two later reconcile when she proves additional context and commit to trying to get along moving forward. Moving on, exploring a museum dedicated to Sisko, Sam finds recordings from his son, Jake, which I can't believe they got Cyril Lofton to come into this episode, which focus less on his father's work as an emissary and more on his character. Sam Maker informs that if she doesn't find the answers within 7 days, they will force her to return to Kashyyyk forever. So when Darum and Genesis suggest going to a local bar where Benjamin Infamous got into a fight as a cadet, she agrees and allows Caleb to alter her programming and make her drunk. Gee, Caleb is now an expert in computers.
Dumbest thing ever.
He's awesome.
In this stage, she encourages Jaden.
I want to be him.
In this stage, she encourages Jaden, who's now wearing a skirt, to flirt with Kyle and Caleb to stop avoiding Tamara, resulting in the two sharing a kiss. When the cadets from the War College, who are bitter about losing the prank, war against the Academy start causing trouble, Sam punches one of them, the Romulan, and the group are kicked out. Sam later admits to her failure to Professor Eli, who hands her the only copy of Jake's unpublished book about his father. Jake then appears to Sam and shares that even though his father has embraced being an emissary, he did it his way, also embracing his family, giving Sam the courage to believe that she also can represent Kashyyyk without having to sacrifice her own identity. Illa then tells Sam that she can enroll in her class the following year and reveals that she's currently the host of the symbiote Dax. Urgh! One of those previous hosts was a mentor to Benjamin Sisko. Sam reports back to her maker and that she will complete her mission in her own way and continues her life
3
at the Academy with renewed sense of self. Now, I mean, this is, starting off, first of all, her talking to her people onto there kind of reminds you of this. Nanu. Did not remind you of that? Mork and Mindy?
Yeah, but did Mork do it in front of everybody? Like he just stopped and started talking? I thought he'd go into a room.
It's in his mind.
And they never really showed it that way. It's the same thing shown in different ways.
Yeah, I mean it's basically the same, but I just mean she sort of stops and she just starts having this conversation. I'm like, what's going on? Is anybody going like, waving their hand in her face, going, "What happened to her?" She's zoned out, like poking her and saying,
"Well, it happens in seconds." If I understand it right, it happens in seconds, but it is noticeable. It looked like to me, like from the outside, she was having a seizure. That she just like, and then let's keep going.
Yeah, maybe I could understand if she's she's a computer program, so maybe it's happening at computer speeds, but they don't show it that. They kind of cut in and out, and she's sort of just standing there, and you'd be like, oh, maybe she stands around a lot, staring into space, and people just go, oh yeah, that's just her.
When she makes the food, it's literally like a millisecond, because she hands the food out, then she goes to her communication, and then it's literally like a second later, everyone freezes around her. And it's literally like a second later, they pick up what they're doing from their point of view. You can tell it's very fast.
Yeah, and then we open with this episode. Everything is like in fast motion, and she's just walking around in slow. And
why is she popular all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? I mean, and she changed her hairstyle completely.
We've gone through what I want to say the last episode before this was maybe at most a month into the school year, and now we're already past midterms.
Yeah, to talk about a time jump.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
One Piece.
How does she talk to these people? Like they're in some planet far, far away, right? And she's got instantaneous communication with her, bosses or whatever.
There's no explanation is where this planet is.
Yeah.
This could be the Delta Quadrant photonics, for all we know. Because they talk about mistrust. The only mistrust that I've known
because remember, the Doctor has no idea about this planet until she shows up.
Exactly. So it's not the photonics from the Alpha Quadrant, because most of the Alpha Quadrant photonics were the Doctor.
Yeah.
So what did they do? Free all the all the versions of the Doctor.
And Andy Dick.
And of course, there's the Andy Dick one too.
Yeah, that is one question that I'm wondering are these Alpha Quadrant based photonics that are based on our technology? Are they from some completely different society that also invented
there's
photonics?
The cat.
Like Voyager came across, right?
Right. Well, the Voyager came across, and then what was it that someone stole the database and they were able to recreate holodeck? Oh no, it was the damn it, what the hell was those hunters called? I'm trying to remember. Hirogen. Thank you. It was the Hirogen. The Hirogen had created the photonics and gave them.
They created like a whole World War II hologram program, where the crew was different characters. Great episode.
Yeah, but later on they gave them like a whole way to create their own version, and
That's right.
basically
I forgot about
the Photonics rebelled. So you had like Klingons and Vulcans and everything from the Alpha Quadrant that's there, but as Photonics.
Speaking of Vulcans, I have to jump ahead because I'll forget a little bit. How the hell does a Romulan have such a glass fucking jaw? Because Romulans are Vulcan. Vulcans are the same.
So you jumped ahead on me on that one because I had that
I'm
one
sorry,
on my list.
I'll forget it if I don't. Because remember, in one of my episodes, Take Me Out to the Holosuite, Cisco gets his ass kicked by that Vulcan captain as cadets.
Yes, and then
God,
of course,
that's so
and of course, at the
stupid.
bar. Before we forget, also, you have Miss Strange Drag Queen over here. That's in this as well. But the thing that got me at the beginning of this episode is the vomiting glitter. You had him eating a banana. And damn, I lost my page here. Eating a banana, and suppose he's like allergic to potassium.
It's a real life drag queen playing that character.
Yeah, it is. I know. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, of course it'd have to be. Otherwise, there'd be have to be real life one.
Yeah. Darum. I forgot his name. Darum. He eats some food that has banana in it, and he vomits glitter.
This is from her point of view.
Now we know where glitter comes from.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
This is from her. We're seeing this opening sequence from her point of view, and she's all glittery and bubbly and cheery, and makes you want to fucking puke for real. So this is all from her point of view. We're seeing. This is basically. I think we're seeing a report to her creators to the entire opening.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Now, but before we jump forward, and I just want to get rid of this part of the story because it's nothing. This is talk about a B plot that goes literally nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Here's a story where they said, "Oh, there are these dignitaries coming, and we have to prepare for them." And we're all to the point on there, and they do this whole dinner thing, and he thinks that they're making fun of him and all that, and then when it comes down to it, they never show up. We never get to see them in the show who these aliens are.
Yeah, that was a prime chance to show a new, unique alien species that they totally fucked over.
Yeah, it's just a waste of, it's a waste of time. They're trying to show, I don't know, something about the relationship between the two commandants of each of the thing. But, I mean, it's just foolish. He's warming up the ocean. He's using all the power from both the schools, warming up the ocean with some alien technological device so that this woman keeps her fire eels when she with the other commandant uses her fire eels. Like, that's crazy. Like,
but they're like the guards. So he's putting this warm water, heating up the water over here, and they're in San Francisco over there. So how's those eels going to get from point A to point B?
It doesn't make any sense. It's just
it doesn't.
And like you think that's some sort of on Earth right now. That's some sort of supervillain type plot. I'm going to warm up the ocean using an alien device. Like you'd be like, imagine the horrific. Fish would die and all kinds of changing currents and all kinds of things would happen.
Talking about distance. Distance in a world with transporters, it means nothing. Because remember, Cisco would go home every night when he was a cadet to go home to Louisiana, to New Orleans, to his father's restaurant because he was homesick. So to me, that's not really like, it was over here in the South Pacific. It's a kind of a moot point. I think
I'm not talking about the distance. I'm just saying, you're just, I mean, go off and I'm just going to warm up the ocean just for my own purpose.
Oh, I agree. That it was
You can't
it
just
was
go and do
stupid.
that. That's got to be an ecological catastrophe, you know. Like surely the Federation would be, and they're more sensitive about that stuff. This guy should be in jail.
And he's using the power from the ship.
Yeah, from like
the Athena. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, wait, you're draining the power from the Athena, but yet,
I'm
San
sure that's just
Francisco,
authorized.
The country has, Starfleet, they have power centers throughout there. They couldn't use those.
Yeah, I heard that the commandant of West Point often gets the cadets together. He takes all their weapons and machine guns and tanks and stuff, and he just drives around and blows stuff up as he feels like it. Fights his own wars with this little army, and you can just if you're the commandant of something, you can just do whatever you want with everything there. I'm sure that's how it works, right?
And then of course, you figure you can go the episode with at least not multiple sofas. Aki gets a nice brand new red sofa in the elevator.
Yeah, I was afraid we were gonna miss her feet this episode, but luckily we didn't.
Yeah, and then she just lays down there like the YouTubers say. She's laying down doing the laying in a coffin type mood.
He even comments like, "Oh, we're not gonna have this conversation sitting up." It's stupid the way that's some of the dumbest acting choices I've ever seen.
Oh, it is. I mean, it totally is. And getting back to, let's get back to the main story here.
I want to get back to the very beginning. The very beginning.
Yeah, that's what we're going back to.
No, I mean even before that. The show starts off right off the bat. Fourth wall breaks. That's not Star Trek. A bunch of rap music and like her dancing around crazy. I mean, what is going on?
Again, Clarissa explains it all. Yeah, Outpost knows this, right? Outpost,
I used to watch that show all the time as a kid.
Yeah, but this is not that show. This is Star Trek.
I know.
What are they doing?
I know.
Like what?
I know.
I mean, we might as well get Klingons, dancing in a musical. I mean, geez.
We already had that.
We had that already.
I know. I'm making a comment. It's just what the hell? Like this isn't Star Trek.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Hey, PB, thanks for showing up. But it like I said, this is all sounding to me like Clarissa explains. I was like da 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 da. So unfortunately, I can't play the music because we'll probably get copyright on that. But I mean, Melissa Joe Hart was really good in the series, but that's how they started the episodes. The fourth wall on that, and it was like a whole bunch of other episodes on Nickelodeon and other shows and Disney and all that were the same thing. Fourth wall breaks. And it's ridiculous to see it in a science fiction show.
And Star Trek has a certain formula, the way they do sort of things, like.
Then I saw some people online. They were saying, "Well, no, Cisco did it in Deep Space Nine during the Dominion War when they killed the Romulans." I said, "No, that was not breaking the fourth wall. He was saying it to his personal log."
Yeah, that's completely different. Holy crap!
That's not breaking the fourth wall. And it's just. I mean,
I remember how he ended that, and I wish I could do the same thing with all this episode. Is computer delete last log entry. It deletes the whole thing. I wish I could delete this fucking episode.
Oh, there is not enough Romulan ale in the universe to just blank this out.
I'd get drunker if I could. I'd get drunker than Worf at Riker and Troy's wedding.
And the one that got me was, she goes over, she starts to look this up with Cisco and all that. And then she goes over to the Bajoran Club. No, last week's episode, remember I was saying that there must be foreshadowing to this week's episode that you saw the Bajoran Club in the background? Yeah, we were right about this. She goes to the Bajoran Club, and the thing about it is, did you notice the earring on the Bajoran? Unfortunately, I didn't get the picture of it. It was all completely wrong. It was not an actual Bajoran earring. because you're supposed to have like a long little chain that comes down a bit. It wasn't on this.
It's supposed the upper ear is supposed to be chained to the lobe.
Yeah,
And a bit-
exactly. And it wasn't. And then meanwhile, he's sitting there like, well, he didn't really exist, did he? Was piss off the Bajorn. You're lucky you didn't get your ass kicked.
There you go, looking for attention to detail again. Man, oh man.
Yeah, they should realize those women in the females in the Bajoran club would have kicked anyone's ass because they're very. Remember how like
Kira.
Kira esque that the rest of them are. It's a matriarchal society. The Bajorans are matriarchal. The men are kind of more docile than the females.
And then she goes back and forth on this. Then she goes, of course, obviously, she goes to the teacher, what she wants to go in, which is played by the writer of this episode, which happens to be Cardassian, which happens to be a weird Cardassian.
I had no idea that was a Cardassian until you told me.
Yeah, if you look in the upper, and I unfortunately can't zoom in on this. If you look in the upper part of the head, underneath
her hair is covering up that little.
It's like hair is covering up the rounding when you see that little rounding.
The rounding of the forehead piece.
Yeah. So it is.
Yeah, but
the coloring.
There's hints in the chin and the the nose and stuff. I picked it up as Cardassian. Too. Yeah, I picked it up as Cardassian right off the bat, but I figure she's half something. Like it's kind of muted. So she's half, just like everybody in this show. Everybody's half something.
Everybody's half something.
That's right.
They're gay and they're half something.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Cardassians just we've never seen a Cardassian that wasn't like gray. And she looks like she's got a bad tan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I figured that she's half, because things are not as pronounced, and she's kind of the wrong color. So
and Tawny is she's the voice in Lower Decks,
right? And she co-wrote this episode.
She co-wrote this episode.
I hate Lower Decks. I hate it with a passion.
I haven't watched an episode. I've seen clips of it here and there.
I've watched all of it actually. I think even the fourth.
I hated it.
No, maybe only up to the fourth. Is there 5 seasons? Something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, it's about 5
Most
seasons.
of it. I don't know. Too many seasons.
Which technically Lower Decks destroys Discovery, to that point. Then she goes through the whole situation. Oops, wrong click. She's saying, well, I want to get into the class, to the whole session to learn about Sisko and all that. And she says, well, we got to go to the Sisko Museum. Okay. You're in San Francisco. And where was it? In New Orleans, I think it was, they said?
It was always in New Orleans. That's where he's from.
That's where he's from. And it's like, you got to bring it via hologram to the ship. You couldn't transport yourself to New Orleans.
I was hoping we were going to see the restaurant again when that was mentioned, but we didn't.
Oh no,
they
don't have that set.
I'm glad, because it'd just be like, oh look, it's the restaurant! Yay, member berries. Okay, next.
The thing is that you look at everything here, and you go, one of these things are not like the others. Which thing doesn't belong here? Can you guess which thing doesn't belong here, gentlemen?
Yeah, the typewriter isn't real. Like that was like a dream or something that he had.
Yeah, Benny Johnson was not real. So this is the second in the new in Kirk's new track. This is the second Benny Russell reference we've gotten. The first being Dr. Mbenga was reading a Benny child book to his daughter that he kept hidden in the transporters for some stupid reason.
Mm-hmm.
The book he would read to her was written by Benny Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. And see, technically, the Benny Johnson storyline, it was actually the
It was the prophets inducing a
the Pa Rays.
The Pa
The Pa
Rays.
Rays were trying to confuse Cisco.
Yeah.
See, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like the writers of these show, they simply go through and they pull up some sort of thing. Oh, hey, there was a cool typewriter in that episode. I skimmed over or saw a clip of. Let's put the typewriter in there. They don't know. Anything.
And I'm sorry.
I've watched
that. That can't be Cisco based. Yeah. Go ahead.
They don't care. I mean,
go ahead. So
I saw most of Lower Decks. Lower Decks is, I agree with PB. I've seen it. I don't really consider it to be Star Trek. It's mainly it is Rick and Morty, and it's got with a Star Trek veneer over it. Right now, admittedly, they are
pretty much.
I don't find them that funny. They're they're mildly amusing sometimes, and they do make some good jokes about the a little bit about the original Star Trek, and there is some funny ideas like Second Contact and stuff, and in Cisco's father's in his bar in New Orleans. There they've got this hot sauce which is like called Ketracel white sauce or something like that, right? Like, so it's kind
that's the other thing.
But that's
they
the only
went
thing.
to the bar. They went to the bar.
No.
But Sam couldn't go to the Cisco Museum itself.
Yeah. I don't really think that matters. Like, it's just
And another thing's out of place in this scene. This is not Cisco's baseball. We know where Cisco's baseball is.
It's in Deep Space Nine.
No, it's not. It's in Daniel's office at Federation HQ. Because remember in the last episode of Discovery, when Michael Burnham goes up and it's revealed that doctor guy is actually Daniels, who was the temporal Starfleet officer from Enterprise. We see he has a bottle of Chateau Picard. He has Geordi's visor, and we see that he has Cisco's baseball. They can't even respect their other pieces of Kurtzman Trek enough to keep things straight.
Even they know it's not canon. So,
and then of course there is another thing that doesn't belong here. Can you take a guess what the other thing is?
The orb,
the actress,
exactly,
of the TV show.
The orb.
Yeah. I mean, it's a holographic thing. Is the real orb
but
there?
Still, why is there an orb, in a museum on Earth, when the Bajorans spent years searching for these? The Cardassians had half of them, and then the rest were lost out there. Especially the orb of the emissary, the orb of time, the orb. And so Earth has one. Wouldn't the Bajorans be pissed off at that?
You'd think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that they would put and they would put something that powerful.
Yeah.
In a museum.
It's a powerful artifact.
Depending on which artifact that is. If
this
that's
is
the
like,
orb of the emissary, that's a pretty powerful object.
This is like, to me, if someone actually found the Ark of the Covenant and Christians all power. Christians all over the world are celebrating it, and then we send it to a museum in India.
Yeah, and it actually has power to do stuff. You'd be like,
it's ridiculous.
And she's in a hologram here, so how is she able to? This is not the real orb, right? Even if it is in the museum, this is a hologram, so it's not the real orb that she's looking at.
No, but it's a representation of what is inside the museum.
So it just does she can just open it up and talks to it
God
as if
help
it's real.
us God help us if they write in that it's the orb of time.
Maybe they can go back and pretend this show didn't happen. Yeah, it's just
it's
who
ridiculous.
Knows?
It's ridiculous. And then
everything about this episode is just shake your head.
And then of course Cyril Loughran shows up as Jake Sisko, which he has the look of his father now. He shaved his head and has grown a bit of a beard, which he looks good for looks good for his age on there. He's healthy to that point. That's the only thing I enjoyed of this episode is seeing him again. But of course, it's a hologram, obviously, and and it amazes me, how how can I put this that they try to throw this in there. I mean, I understand Avery Brooks is retired and all that, to that point. If you notice, was there one true picture of Avery Brooks in this whole entire episode?
I didn't really notice, but
I didn't see one.
I didn't notice one either, but I wasn't specifically looking for that. But
well, no, it's not. It's not that you were looking for it. And you would see that it was like an actual picture of him up there. If he's that famous on there, to that point, hey, listen, this guy, he's the one that stopped the war, the Dominion War. He won the Dominion War and all that, and brought peace to the Federation and the Dominion. Now one picture up there.
they've been lost to time.
They've been lost to time. Which, this is like I said, this is the problem with Kurtzman Trek. These guys, they don't read the back books on there. Open me one up too. I can use a beer.
No. Too bad it's not alcoholic. It's just a Diet Coke.
Oh, it's just Diet Coke.
There's so many problems with this show. It starts from
Outpost. You just came back. Did you see one picture, one representation of Avery Brooks in this episode?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Maybe he did that on purpose. He doesn't want to be involved with this.
No, it's not that.
Abomination.
It's, the ending he gave approval on that, which we will talk about that toward the end.
Did he actually speak that? I thought that was
It's from a jazz album.
Okay, well.
Yeah, he spoke that, but
pay
not for Star Trek. It's not Star Trek canon. So basically, they just found something that was like, hey, it's Avery Brooks talking. They could have used the speech from freaking Spencer for Hire. that would have been messed up if they used Hawk from Spencer for Hire. Oh my god. But okay, I lost it for a second. I feel sorry for Avery Brooks, Sarah Lawson, and everybody that worked on Deep Space Nine on this. That they've Kurtzman has taken this and just taken an axe to the Deep Space Nine show. Literally, by doing this episode. They're just literally mixing this up. And you get to the point, and getting back to Sam, she goes out, getting this all information, and where are we? I'm lost here. She goes out and makes some food that is tailored to Cisco's restaurant, and she brings it into to all her friends. They're like, "Oh, it's free food fest,"
They get free food all the time, don't they? I mean,
it's to the point.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, don't you have? Again, this is the food issue they have in this series.
it's the thing where women always want to go and eat. In the comic books, let's take Spider-Man and he should go and eat and have a coffee, and they'll talk about it over crumpets and stuff. What?
Let's talk about things. Let's talk. I mean, everybody's starting to call this as CW One Tree Hill. Clarissa Explains It All. I mean, you go down the list of everything. I mean, this is, these writers and Kurtzman, they wanted to do things in their way. They're like, oh, remember this? Remember this? I remember that. But then they just twist it around to make it just look like something else.
Yeah, as I
if I want to remember, I'll just watch the original show.
Exactly.
I don't think I heard anyone say it before me, but I called this at the start. Star Trek 90210. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that one is out there. That one's out there. Trust me.
Yeah,
I didn't put it in the opening.
It caught on after like the second or third episode. Other people caught on to it, but I don't remember hearing anyone before me say it because I'm gonna be selfish. I'm like, I did that.
No,
first.
I think you did. Yeah, you did say it early. You did say it early.
I mean, you know, science fiction is supposed to be about examining issues that you can't examine, you know, about our own society because they are, you know, they're too hot button. So you put them in the future and you examine them from different. You can examine them from different perspectives and reflect them back upon our own society. But there's nothing here about that. What is it? This whole episode is what? She goes away and she finds out that she is good enough. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they tell her at the end. I don't think she actually finds that. That's just what they tell her at the end, and we're supposed to believe it for some reason. But
yeah,
what do we see that she's done that she's good enough? Nothing.
What was that SNL bit where was it Stewart? I think it was what he's like.
Stewart was Mad TV.
Was it Mad TV?
Yeah.
Says, I'm good enough.
Oh no,
that's enough.
No, wrong Stewart.
Yeah,
wrong
that's
Stewart.
Stewart.
I'm good
that
enough.
Stewart was SNL.
Yeah, that Stewart was SNL. I remember what you're talking about. It was like,
You'd be, you know, like
Gosh
you'll have
darn
a
it,
guest
I'm
and
worth
say,
it.
go look in the mirror
yeah,
and tell them you're good enough. And goddamn, I'm smart enough. And,
Gosh darn it, I'm worth it.
daily affirmations.
yeah, well, that's what it was. Yeah,
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
me.
Yeah.
PB Melrose Space.
That's what this episode was. But what's the what's
Al
the point?
Franken, the
It could have been a
Congressional
it could have been a
profile.
5-minute Stewart episode. There you go.
yeah.
You know, and then of course after this they end up at a bar. I mean, you know, they said, well, Cisco went here. It's like, have we ever
Not
seen an
really.
episode where Cisco went to a bar?
Not really. It was like 800 years ago. That's a pretty good bar. Like most restaurants last about 4 years, right, before they have to, rebrand or someone else.
Because remember, we saw in Discovery Season 3 what was at this location before the Academy came back. It was basically an empty field because they're allowed to go to Earth, and they go to the same tree in the courtyard of the Academy that they did when they were cadets on Discovery, and it's just an empty, overgrown field. So how did they just reopen this bar?
I mean, it looks like it was like in the backwaters of some, of some railroad type housing or something like that,
Yeah.
Some warehouse district.
Yeah, I think the bar's not on the campus. This is like a exterior bar.
Yeah. I think I can't remember who mentioned to me, like, so all of a sudden everywhere has holographic emitters.
Yeah, I did. I was like, that's what I was about to bring up. I said, excuse me, Sam just went to this bar. So does that mean there's holographic imaging devices throughout San Francisco and around the country?
They don't care.
She's not wearing a like with the doctor
Mobile emitter, yeah.
mobile emitter. So she's showing up, popping in, popping out.
They don't they don't care. They just I don't even think they think of that.
And
they
then
even know
Caleb
about that?
reprograms her to be drunk.
I don't know.
That's a pretty useful it's pretty useful value to having a girlfriend or something. Hey, we'll just reprogram her.
Just reprogram her. That's all
Why
you
not,
do.
you should reprogram her to change your appearance so it's a little more pleasant, and then reprogram her personality, and then say, hey.
And what was freaking a Vulcan doing shots?
Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get the Vulcans in this show.
Yeah, Vulcans and liquor are not like. I mean, there was that. Well, when was that? Was it? No, it was not Voyage Home. It was the one where they were searching for
First
God.
Contact.
No, not First
Yeah,
Contact.
the Final Frontier.
Final Frontier. That they were camping, And
Yeah, it's that's one of my favorite scenes. McCoy makes baked beans over the campfire,
right.
and Spock doesn't recognize a certain taste in it, and it's Tennessee whiskey. It sounds delicious.
And what does Spock say? He says, "There's whiskey in this."
Yeah, he's drank before, but they even they offer him like snort, and they joke around with that. McCoy makes the jokes that with that Vulcan metabolism it wouldn't affect him, but he could with that Vulcan metabolism he could eat a bowl of termites and be fine.
Right.
So
But,
I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is there even a Vulcan in the War College to begin with? I don't understand the logic of
That also, yeah. I was just like, why is he in War College?
yeah, and
I can understand the Romulans.
mhm.
That I can understand. I can understand the Romulans.
Remember at this point they're one people now. They're from the same planet.
They're unified, yeah.
Yeah, so the unification actually happened at this point.
Yeah, they don't care about the. They're like, oh, hey, here's a bunch of cool. Look at these guys with the weird ears. Hey, these forehead guys. Yeah, put them in, whatever, and they just write them how they want. They have no idea.
And what happened to that other race that was with the Romulans? Oh, what the hell they were called?
Remans.
Yeah, what happened to them? You know,
We don't know.
Were
the
they
last time we
wiped out?
the only time we ever saw them was in Nemesis.
Yeah.
But it's like we know alcohol wouldn't affect the Vulcans because they're space elves. A lot of people don't
Exactly.
realize that these are all these races. We're basically watching Dungeons and Dragons in space. The Vulcans are the elves. The Romulans are the dark elves. The Klingons are the orcs. The Ferengi are like the halflings, and then you have, of course, the humans who can do anything.
I'd say the Ferengies are like goblins, probably.
Yeah,
Who are the dwarves?
Tellarites.
I mean, it's just
have they been Tellarites in this series?
Not in this series, but they were the biggest series. The series they've been the biggest part of was Enterprise.
Because I know Giamatti's is half Tellarite. Or
Is
quarter
he?
Tellarite.
of course he's half.
Because remember, the founding species of the Federation are the humans, the Vulcans, the Tellarites, and the Andorians. On the flag of the Federation, there are like 4 bright stars. They're each of those planets, or the stars represented on the flag.
I mean, this is not Star Trek. This episode.
No.
There's nothing about, I mean, this one is really the one convincing me this is the CW in space. Like this is, CW high school in space. There was nothing remotely Star Trek about this whole thing other than the veneer on top of it, right?
Yeah. That's all it was.
I think this is the worst episode so far. Yeah.
Oh yeah, to date.
Definitely. So at the end, she dreams up Jake Sisko. What's going on? Is that is she having a psychotic break?
Well, we're going a little far on
sorry.
that. I want to get back to a couple things before we get to that.
Yeah.
Now,
Sorry. Jump in.
now the thing is, when you look, and unfortunately I didn't bring up the board on there. Hold on a minute here. Let me just. You normally see when you're in the Cisco Museum, you'll see the lineage, and of course, Jennifer's on the lineage, with Jake, and you see Cassidy's name, but what is missing?
Where's the daughter?
Where's Cassidy's daughter, and where's the lineage from that?
Yeah, they do not mention Jake's sister at all.
Which is like it's insane. I mean, you have a chance to continue the storyline. Now, I'm not certain in the books. Did they do it in the comic book and the novel when she gave birth? Because I never read those.
They ended this. The series ended with her pregnant.
Yes, but it did continue on in the novel form.
Yes, hold on. That's what. Dang it! I hate having touchscreen. Something. I'm looking it up, and according to was not listed. Yeah, even Memory Alpha saying the child was not listed on the family tree in the museum.
Yeah.
In the comics, her name is revealed to be Sarah, according to one storyline.
Okay, because I know that there has been mentions onto there that
Wait, it was going to be a son, according to what we left behind the DS9 documentary. It was going to be a son, and they were going to name him Joseph Yates Sisko.
Right.
But I thought it was a daughter in the TV show.
Like I said, when they finished the TV show, they never, they did write some things afterwards. I never read them. I know it was mentioned in a comic and mentioned in a novel. To this point,
it's ridiculous. This is,
and you got to, and in the case with Sisko, with women in Sisko, he's had his issue. I mean, he loses Jennifer twice.
That's right. He loses the mirror version of her as well.
He loses the mirror version all because he was again attached to her, and he loses her, and then Cassidy Yates, and then he has to end up losing Cassidy Yates to basically that he ends up leaving her for the wormhole.
Yeah, which I thought was so stupid.
Well, the thing about it is, and that's the thing I was trying to remember that off my notes here. They mention one thing in the Sisko museum that Sisko had a mother that was half prophet.
She wasn't half prophet.
She was never half prophet. She was the I forgot the name of the mother. Was possessed by one of the prophets.
Biological mother. Because remember, he didn't learn that until he was on Deep Space Nine. That the woman he thought was mother was not his birth mother.
Was not his birth mother, because what happened was, the prophet inhabited the mother.
I'm looking up her name. Hold on a second.
Fell in love, in love with.
Her name was Sarah.
Sarah, that's right, Sarah. And basically, when the prophet left the body, Sarah left Sisko's dad.
Yep. Just think of the violation. She must have felt just the utter violation that you were forced by an alien presence to have a kid with a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's just grody on the prophet.
But that was they wanted the Sisko. That's what it was.
Well, I understand the reasoning, but that doesn't excuse what they did.
No, it doesn't excuse. But the thing about it is, this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to create the Sisko, as they would put it.
And they never explained why it had to be him.
And the other thing is that what they were saying in the museum, they were calling it the Sisko. The only people that called him the Sisko were the wormhole prophets.
Yeah.
Nobody else called him the Sisko.
How would they even know to call him that?
Yeah, exactly. And this is where it gets just totally insane with this, especially after the bar scene, and you get to the point where we get back to Sam that he says, well, you got Sam, finish it off. You got to finish it off. We're going to pull you home.
Can we, before we leave the bar scene, can I just have to say one thing?
Okay.
Caleb is the biggest, most oblivious idiot I've ever fucking seen. And I'm horrible with women as well. But I could see, I'm like, for like 2 minutes during their conversation, she's literally looking at his mouth like, are you gonna fucking kiss me? Kiss me, you son of a bitch. And he's just standing there running his mouth, and I'm literally sitting there, my face in my palms, like, dude, fucking kiss her. You're alone with her. You've been flirting with her for months at this point. Kiss
How
her.
many teen soaps does that happen on?
Yeah, this is just not.
Every
It's not
single
about.
one.
It's not about. I mean, the guy's like what 28 years old in reality. He knows what to do. It's the script writers, right? Like they're dragging it out. I mean, everybody knows. They both know they like each other. Everybody around them knows. They're all commenting on it, but they're just. It's the teen angst drama.
It's the teen
thing.
angst drama, Breakfast Club, Pink, Pretty in Pink, and everything else.
Yeah, everybody knows it. It's it's a trope. I mean, it is being really played really slowly, and it's being
Kiss her.
Yeah,
It's like,
being agonizingly drawn out. But I don't really care. I mean, I just think it's stupid. I don't care.
Oh no, I was sitting there and was
No
like,
idea.
are we gonna kiss or are we gonna leave this
21.
for the next episode? I
Caleb's
mean,
20.
I don't care. I'm like,
It's like,
let's just. It's stupid. I mean,
and then we get into
it's
of
not
course,
Star Trek.
obviously we get into the bar fight and the freaking the Romulans get kicked out of there real quick. Was it she punched the first Romulan and then tossed out the second Romulan? I mean, Jesus.
he's a
Christ.
Klingon Tellarite hybrid.
What are you talking about?
Noose Braka.
Oh, okay.
He's Klingon and Tellarite.
Everybody's half.
God, a fucking mighty.
I mean, this is just
Is like okay. Now, what did she get for that bar fight? Nothing, eh? Like she
nothing.
got-
Well, they could take him to the principal's office.
yeah, but you get like extra duties, or you have to march the square or something in West Point, or
Nothing
useless.
really, nothing useless. That basically this is Aki. This is coming into Eden, yay, brother. She's literally the hippie of Star Trek, the missing hippie of Star Trek that we had. The episode from the original series. We were missing the hippies. The barefoot hippies.
Yeah, the Lanthanites are basically space hippies. She's the second Lanthanite we've seen that just, they don't fucking care. They're insane.
But okay.
Okay.
Moving on. Getting away from the bar to the point where she can't figure out everything, and she needs help from the teacher, who's self-inserted, who says, "Oh, I have the answer right here in this book."
Okay, don't. Jesus
book.
Christ.
That Jake never published. The only copy, which is bullshit. Total bullshit. Because Cisco would have told us, don't publish it. Go ahead, write on, publish it.
Why wouldn't he publish it? You think
Why
people
wouldn't he
would want to
publish
know about this famous captain? And even if it's not about his life as a captain, it's his life as a father. There'd be lots of people who want to see that.
Okay, I got to stop this for just a moment. And I have to tell everybody, thank you very much out there. The Peter Jurczyk video has hit 10,000 plus views. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen out there, for watching and subscribing also, because these interviews are for you guys out there. Our shows are for you out there. And I also thank our team here, Science Fiction Snob and Outpost Nerd, everybody that took a part in the show, on there. We all had fun. We all learned a lot from Peter. And I bet one, because I was telling Snob before the start of the show, is that I had someone comment in the line, he's still alive. When was this interview done? I said 12 days ago. You know, at the point where that came in, it's like, yeah, it was 12 days ago. He's still alive. He's alive and well.
Well, we should check, make sure.
Make sure.
Did you talk to him today? Maybe,
No, no, I didn't.
This could be his last interview. You never know, right?
Don't put that out in the universe.
Don't put that out in the universe, Snob.
Doing?
Forget I said that.
God almighty.
Oh my God.
Watch out. We're gonna that news is gonna break tomorrow, and we're just gonna message you like, dude.
And then I'm getting a call. Then I'm getting a call from Peter.
No.
At some strange hour of the day.
He's passed away tomorrow, and it's gonna be your fault, Snob.
And then we will all know that Snob has the power to kill just by his voice. And then everyone will be paying me money. I can just be saying people's names. Let me see. Let's say Alex Kurtzman. Let me say that name. See what happens.
Okay. We got to be careful
Seeing
now
us
with
from
this kind of okay, on YouTube.
Be very careful. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Forget I said that.
Suddenly my video gets cranked and shut down.
For attempted murder.
But yeah, no, seriously, thanks to everybody on there. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm on that video, because it's like the other videos are doing averagely. This just exploded, you know, and you know, thanks to you the viewers out there. And welcome to the ones that have watched it and joined us with here, with the over 40 subscribers that have joined us. That's, I have to say that, you know, to that point, you know, continue watching, because we're working on other guests. Don't worry, he's not our last guest. We're working on it. So it takes some time, but we're going to get there. Okay, back to this. Anselm. To the point. I mean, when she opened the book and started to read this, did she create Jake, or did the book create Jake?
Okay.
People are saying she's a psycho.
It's not clear, but this is her perspective. This is how, when we see these holograms, this is her processing information. It's her we're seeing her imagination, for a more biological term. That's what's very unclear. But it's like in Saved by the Bell. We keep going to those 90s teen sitcoms, how Zach Morris, the biggest douchebag ever on TV, could freeze time. That was all in his imagination. He was processing it for us. And all this is like, Jake was there and she was reading the book. And this was him being there was her processing the information.
I think that's reasonable. That's a reasonable theory.
That's reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
It's piss poor, done in a piss poor manner. But
either that or she's having a psychotic break. So, and seeing these people. So,
well, she's been crazy since day one.
Yeah, I think a more charitable theory is that, you know, this is her, however she's processing this information, and we're just seeing it that way, so that's easy for the audience to understand. Otherwise, she's a psycho.
It gave I can never remember the Jake Sisko actor's name.
Cyril
Laughlin.
It gave him a great chance to come back in, I think.
This is the only thing on this episode that was good was Cyril Laughlin.
There's the answer to the Cam's challenge, Snob.
Yeah, I didn't really. I know Al likes it, but I don't know. I agree.
I like seeing him, that he was back, and that, you know,
like seeing me then
looking like his dad.
But I didn't like his thought, what he says. Is he the one who talks about lose can actually be win-win? And I'm like, what? Like, it was just a bunch of nonsense that was put together, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's
it's good to see that the actor's doing fine, but I mean, I'm sad that he hitched his wagon to this mess. But, you know, sometimes you don't know beforehand. But yeah, I didn't think the character added anything to the story. Did you feel that it was important? He just tells her, "Oh yeah, you're good enough. Be yourself," or something. I don't know.
God darn, I feel good about myself.
You know,
yeah,
that's reaching a little bit in my view.
Is that not the
it was
mantra
best
of
thing.
modern television in general? I feel good about myself.
It's the mantra of this generation, and
Yeah.
and modern television is reflecting that. Yeah, everything's, you don't need to change, which is funny because that's the exact opposite of what, we've talked about this before. It's the exact opposite of what Starfleet is. Starfleet is, you're supposed to rise to become better. It's the best of the best. It's the opposite of this whole, oh, you're good enough as you are type of thing. No, you're not good enough. You need to get better, and you need to, work harder and practice and be the best you can be. Not, I'm good enough. So
No, the credo is, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
and not no one can. Like, it's not something that everybody can just go and explore the galaxy. Whatever.
That's what the thing is.
the whole point.
Have we explored? Okay, they're back on Starfleet. Are we exploring? Are we doing any exploration? Are we going anywhere? Are we hitting it in the Gamma Quadrant, the Delta Quadrant? Have we done anything?
Remember, Jet Reno said she left a ship at the edge of the galaxy to go be with the Fem Hadar last episode. So that tells me maybe they're still out there.
Yeah, how far out have they gotten?
Well,
They got to the edge of the galaxy in one of their seasons, if I remember.
What edge of the galaxy? They're
don't
still,
the Great
Gamma
Barrier
Quadrant,
is the edge of the
Delta
galaxy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in the original series.
The Discovery did something about that too in their last season or one of the seasons where they got to the edge and they're meeting somebody there and something was going on. I don't even remember. It's just
I don't
so
remember
much
that.
garbage.
But I remember reading like the lore and stuff that the Milky Way galaxy is surrounded by this like impenetrable barrier put up by the Q to keep like this evil entity out. And if I remember right, in the original series, like if a ship goes into the barrier, like, and you have like latent psychic abilities, it like supercharges you. I think that was in the original series.
Yeah, that was what the hell they were calling it, because they did it in Star Trek Continues.
Yes, that they built on that storyline and continues.
Yeah, that was really good. And they built
Well, I haven't got to
that
Yeah.
basically Starfleet was, if you was it no where no one gone before that original pilot episode. Basically, they took that information that they got and starting to build their own, sort of like similar to, Kirk's friend that got turned into some kind of godlike entity.
Yeah. So we talking about fake Dax here. About God.
Yeah, we're about to get to that. This is the thing. I almost threw something at the TV when I saw this. We find out that this Cardassian is Dax, that she's half Trill. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
And you don't figure it out. You gotta be hit over the head with it. Like
you gotta be. She pulls back, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're a Trill." She said, "I'm not only any Trill, I'm Dax."
Dax? You mean the Dax?
Dax now is over 1,000 years old.
Which is impossible.
Because she was about 300 in.
She was 300 in the
Space Nine.
series, right? Symbiotes only live about 600 years, if lucky. They get to 700, if lucky. And
There you go.
Christopher
Worrying about
Snyder,
those details again.
1532, welcome on there. Space, the Final Frontier. Thank you for joining. I think you're new here. I don't have any pronouncing music, but welcome. Yeah, it's 600 to 700 years. Now, if the symbiote's in the pool, because a lot of people were getting confused, they said, "Oh no, they could live that long." No, if they haven't been merged with anyone and they're in the pool, they might be able to live a little bit of a longer time period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look. There's those details again. They don't care about the writers.
Well,
don't care
no.
about
Here's the
details.
other main detail. She's, the teacher here. She's a hybrid. There is no way, and I mean no way possible that she could have had the symbiote in her for a long period of time, and we know this owing all the way back to Next Generation, where Riker was in an emergency was put one in him to keep it safe.
You reject it, yeah.
And he rejected. Basically, comic book guy, worst series ever. Because
remember in Deep Space Nine when Jadzia is killed, they're in a race to get the symbiote back to Trill, and it goes south, and Ezri, being the only Trill on the ship, she's forced go in unprepared and join with it, and it's causes so many problems for her. Because the thing about being joined, it's this whole thing. There's just only so many symbiotes. They're very protective of who can. You have to go through this huge process that you could, this multi-layered process where you can be denied being joined at any time.
Yeah, it's basically the best of their planet are the only ones that.
Yeah, because remember, Curzon and the previous host is the one who determines who gets the next one. Because Curzon failed Jadzia, so Jadzia is famous for being the only Trill to fail get kicked out of the initiation program and reapply and succeed. And we find out in that episode where everyone gets possessed by her different past hosts, that is because Curzon was in love with her.
and then there's one extra one that was in there that was hidden.
Yeah, he was the killer one.
He was the killer that he shouldn't have gotten the symbiote.
That was Cisco. Cisco took him over, and Odo took Curzon.
Right.
Because Curzon didn't want to go back because he was having too much fun shape-shifting. And
Yeah,
Odo was enjoying having his experience.
Yeah.
Not Nog. Quark played that female, like very soft-spoken, let me comb your hair version of host of Dax. It was so funny. That was a good episode.
Yeah, that is good. But, here it is. Tawny, she's self-inserting herself as being the Dax. You know she wrote it for herself. You know exactly that she wrote it for herself, that she wanted to be Dax. Because she went, as far as that. And
I can't believe you get to be a writer on, like, you just get to be, like, she's a voice actor on the lower decks, and she somehow gets to write. I mean, she's like, if you watch Lower Decks, she goes like, as a new fan to this show. So she's been a fan of Star Trek for 5 years or so, and you just get to write Star Trek. Wow.
It's like, oh, Mr. Kurtzman, I got a great idea for an episode.
Can I write one?
Can I write one?
Everybody else is writing one.
Sure. Long as you are DEI in the episode. It see this, and I was talking to some people the other night. I said, you look at the Star Trek on this, and this is on Paramount. This is all on Paramount, okay? You look at your one end. Then you look at the other end, and you got the Taylor Sheridan shows. Landman, Tulsa King, Yellowstone, 1823. All those shows. And then a couple of the other shows that are not made by Taylor, the Mob show on there as well. And you say those are much better shows than this one show, Star Trek. You have a dozen shows that are really good on Paramount, and then you have this one garbage show that's on there. I'm so glad that Paramount is out of the old hands. That I hope, I'm crossing fingers, hope the Ellisons will be able to rebuild, this company back to the way it was.
I mean, none of the Star Treks have been good. I mean, they've all been a big step. All of the ones, all the shows put out have been, huge disappointments to varying degrees, depending on your, they haven't put out a good show at all. Like to the quality of, even to the quality of Enterprise, which is the one that's usually derided as the worst of the, of that era. I mean, none of these shows are anything, close to good as Enterprise, in my view. Not Picard, not Discovery, not none of it.
No, none of it at all.
So I don't understand how they keep cranking out this stuff when they, the first one doesn't do well, and they crank out another one. It doesn't do well. It does worse. Crank out another one. It does worse. They just keep going, doubling. Why would you double down on failure? I do like this wagon train derailment. That's a good one. I like that. That's good.
And and then of course we had the episode where she goes back and she tells off her people and says, "I'm gonna do it my way."
Yeah. Nanu.
Yeah, she basically hung up on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hung up the phone. I still don't understand how she talks to them, but anyway, is it in her mind? Then she's a psycho. But I mean, then maybe that's why she shouldn't worry about them doing anything. What are they going to do? They're going to recall her? Are they going to come and grab her? Or what?
I'm thinking we're going to see that maybe in an episode or two.
Some
like
thugs to
forcing her to go, trying to force her to go back.
Well, we only have.
I think we'll never see this. We'll never see anything about her again. Like that'll be it. She told them that she'd do it her way, and they're going to be like, okay, like no government has ever been pissed off if a spy goes on their own. No, they've never taken any action for that. But yeah, it's just
and then of course we end the show as they're looking over San Francisco. They end the show with Avery Brooks saying something that could have been from Star Trek, but wasn't.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it's off of a jazz album. You couldn't find of the entire, how many seasons of Deep Space Nine was? 7?
7.
7 seasons. You could not find a profound speech that he could have said.
Is there a reason they didn't
inserted?
Is there a reason they just didn't hire him for an hour to do one?
He's retired.
And he refused to even.
He's not doing any more shows or anything like that.
He won't even do a spoken word 30-second thing for them.
No. He's completely retired. He's if you're lucky if you see him at a convention.
No, it's his call if he wants to do that or not. But I'm just surprised they couldn't have get him
I'm surprised he approved this.
Did he approve it?
There were some rumors that it wasn't approved, and then what was it? I forgot which newspaper. They said no, it was approved. That he was okay with it.
It might have not been him. They had to get approval from.
Yeah, that's true.
Depends on who owns the album that they got that from.
Yeah, record companies are pretty. Record company probably owns the album. Do what they want with it.
Well, if they went to him, it might be he owns the rights.
Could be.
You hear all the time about musicians. I don't want my music used at these political rallies. Stop using my music at these political rallies. Sorry, Bucko, that's not how the music industry works. You kind of pretty much sign your rights to your product.
Mm-hmm.
Music industry's the worst, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just what was the? I lost my thing. I was just sort of at the end. She's talking to Cisco and looking out over the thing. Like, what is going on? Is he supposed to hear her?
I think that was for us. I think that was for us. One thing I think this show does is take too much artistic license with things.
No, I think you had it right the first time.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think you were about to say the right thing on there.
There's too many artistic liberties, and it gets confusing because you're thinking, okay, is this like some like technology thing going on? It gets very confusing.
It's just really, it's not really Star Trek. Like, it's like, I mean,
No, it's not.
you've seen these type of techniques before in other stories and stuff, but never in Star Trek. I mean, this is not really, how Star Trek does
No, you've
things.
never seen this in anytime in Star Trek onto there or any other science fiction show in the entire history. I mean, you look, of course, we talk about Babylon 5, there's Firefly, there's Lex, there's so many great science fiction shows out there, and none of them have done this.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a mishmash of all kinds of other stuff. It's not really science fiction,
Right.
It's like that, whatever that show you're talking about with this girl, or this is 90210 CW type style. It's just,
Clarissa
nothing to do with
explains it all.
yeah, that one. Sorry. It's just all thrown. It's like I said, the veneer of Star Trek. It's really a different show, and then it's just slap this on the top of it. But my big question is, so it seems to me, first of all, she's a spy, right? And it seems to be that he knows that. They have this conversation, and she says something about, "Oh, I got to report back to my people and stuff," and she's a spy. So I guess maybe Star Trek is okay with this spying on them. But wouldn't they say, well, look, we're not here to train to, be spies for someone else. I mean, you're supposed to be a Starfleet officer. We're supposed to train you to do that. So are
Check
they
your
not training
Discord.
you to do that? Is she going to just leave? Like, oh, I've done my spying. Now it's time to go. I'm not going to be a Starfleet officer. Their job is not to, and so they don't. And then the other thing is that, we've seen this version of Starfleet sticking their nose into everybody's business like the Klingons. Wouldn't the first, I'm surprised, the first thing Aki would do would be to say, hey, there's another race that doesn't like us? Let's zoom out there and convince them that they were nice. And
see, that's the thing. That's always been an
care.
issue with Starfleet, and that's been a criticism by the other races for the Federation.
That's a good poster, and that's a good poster, by the way, that you just sent us.
If you can, share it, because that's funny as hell.
Fortunately, the way I have it set up now, I have to do it from the other terminal, and they're not interconnected.
Okay, just a second. Give me a second. But that's always been a issue that the critics of the Federation have. It's basically our way or the highway, and they claim to be. I've never done this on here. Hold on. They claim to be inclusive, but you have to have there's certain views. Did I share this?
And I agree with all that, but just the
I'm
whole
sharing my
busybodiness, the whole busybodiness of this Federation. Why wouldn't they just go in there and they're going to sit back and let this Sam do the thing?
No,
you think they'd be all over her to try to make her we can convince you guys that you're trying to convince them to like us. Oh, we'll like it.
This is how most people are feeling about this, like the 90s. Yeah. I put make it 90s high school themed, and this is what Grok gave me.
I like that they're wearing shirts matching
color schemes, pretty much. Yeah.
So Aki's always sticking her nose into everybody's life, but then when it's Sam, it's like, no, we're just going to sit back and relax. We're not going to do anything.
It's like she goes from one extreme to another. She's like almost neglectful to the students, but when it comes to the Commodore, she's like all up in his business. And why does he care? He's not in Starfleet. What does he care that she left? Was she in love with him or something? Was he in love with her or something?
I assume that there's some sort of something going on there, that there's more.
As Jason so pointedly put out in this and many others, where are the ambassadors?
Yeah. Why is the head of Starfleet doing ambassadorial work?
Exactly. Why
I
is
mean-
a war college teacher doing
Yeah.
ambassadorial work?
Well, I mean, I understand that the captain is somewhat trained as an ambassador because if he meets a new species, he's going to be the first diplomatic contact, right? But this is a completely different thing.
No,
If
you're on
somebody comes
you're on
over here-
Starfleet grounds. You're
Yeah.
at the headquarters. You're somewhere where basically you have all your mediators here. It's like if you're at the United Nations and basically you got just the person that's teaching everybody lessons in the United Nations. They're doing all the things that everybody else is supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I mean, there would be a situation where you would, you might meet the commandant of another, foreign military. The commandant of your war college might meet the commandant of their war college. But, that wouldn't be first contact or any. That would be like, after all the diplomatic stuff is done and all the, the higher level political stuff. And then maybe it's like, okay, well, we want to learn from your military. All right, well, you guys will meet. It wouldn't be that big a deal, you would think. But, yeah.
I mean, it is a major thing. I mean, it's like, if you listen to Jason, Sci-Fi for Me, for those of you who don't know, Jason is the host of Sci-Fi for Me. Basically, I mean, he says this has got to go. This has got to be flushed. When are they going to flush this down?
I'm not a fan of retcons, but this is the one time I'm screaming for it to be retconned.
I don't care about retcon. Just pretend it never happened. I mean, like, look, that's
what I mean. Retcon it and make
that bad.
It never happened. That's what I mean by it.
I wouldn't even do that. I would just pretend it never happened. It's like that uncle that you have that's in jail. Everybody just forgets that he even exists. We don't talk about
No,
him.
I want a neuralizer. I want to go to New York, find the fucking Men in Black, and have them erase this from my brain.
See, here's the thing. Okay, here's the perfect thing. Hold on one second here.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. Christopher puts up, I think I would Star Trek Fleet Academy more if I was addicted to Catch Yourself White or for the Mirror Universe. Just saying.
Or if I had a
I don't know.
bottle of Romulan ale every
I think
episode.
even if that happened, I agree. I have to be drunk or have brain damage.
Mhm.
Then I might start to like.
See now here,
But-
the best show on TV, obviously right now is Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
And you're wrong.
And no, hang on. The one thing when you look at the series, when you look at the series itself, they're staying close to they're very close to the book, and they're staying close within the lore of Westeros, whether it's the House of Dragons or the future tense of.
I knew you were going to somehow bring this show into the conversation.
No. Listen to the reason why. You have different showrunners, 1, 2, 3 different showrunners that are running in this, and they're running it right to the point. You look at Okay, let's start off. Discovery, Picard, Star Trek Academy, Lower Decks, all have different showrunners, and they still could not get one part right.
I think they did get it
Yeah.
right. They're following orders.
Keiko 45. So now we have Hogwarts in space, and they're all going to meet for a Tri-Wizard Cup.
Is that in the next episode?
Probably.
I hope not.
It's a Giamatti episode next, so
Oh, God.
Oh,
he's back. Fire
See-
lizards and all in the heated ocean. And that's the
All
other
the-
thing. They were going to damage the ocean just so
yeah, that's what I
another race
said.
to come,
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah.
You can't just warm up the ocean and like, hey, look, it's the ocean. I'm going to put this alien device
He
in
basically
it, take all this
cr-
power and
Yeah.
start warming it up. It's just
He-
ecological disaster.
He was so stressed he was gonna he created he performed a crime against humanity for the sake of these fire lizards. It was
An
ridiculous.
ecological disaster.
See,
know
the
what
thing,
Star Trek thinks about those. They hate those.
all the way from the original series up to Enterprise, Rick Berman, basically, after Roddenberry passed away, he worked right under Roddenberry, Rick Berman, and he did when Roddenberry passed away, in early seasons of Next Generation, Berman took it over. So there was always this solitary single presence through the entire franchise up until the end of Enterprise. We don't have that anymore. We have guys like Kurtzman who does not fucking get the shit.
Well, the thing is, though, is Kurtzman's been involved in all of these, so you still have a guiding hand. You should. It's just that the guiding is not very Star Trek. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like I'm not, Roddenberry started the series and everything, but he was a little bit restrictive on this whole. There cannot not be any conflict between the crew and stuff like that. Now I get what he's doing when he tries to do that, and I don't disagree with it. But I think a little bit of conflict is okay. I see what he's trying to say. I think some of his restrictions were a little bit strong, and you can, after his influence over the series, starts to abate, and Berman becomes more. You can see a loosening of that, especially on Deep Space Nine, right? So that they can tell more interesting stories, which I appreciate. But this is just, this show is out of control. Like this is nothing.
It's totally. I mean, this is the same guy who did the Tom Cruise Mummy, the Island, which he got sued for stealing that idea. The Now You See Me, Now You Don't series on there. Ender's Game, Eagle Eye,
that was
Transformers Prime, which was one of the worst ones ever to that point.
I enjoyed
Secret Service.
Transformers Prime.
Here is the worst, one of the worst remakes ever: The Man Who Fell to Earth.
I don't know.
If you've never seen the original one with David Bowie, such an excellent film. And then they tried to remake it, which it totally bombed.
How do they hire these people? Like, do they just?
The only
go
thing,
randomly. Do they have blackmail?
If anything on his roster that you could say to claim that was at least good was Fringe and Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow I enjoyed it because I love American history, especially the Civil War era. So I enjoyed Sleepy Hollow. For the first two seasons.
My friend David Shifter, the one who helped us with the Peter interview, he was in an episode of Sleepy Hollow.
Even looking at Star Wars is the same. They hire these, Star Trek is doing it. They're hiring these directors that have known nothing about science fiction in general, and or even worse when it comes to writers, even worse when it comes to the specific properties, and then they just go in and go, I'm going to just make this how I want. I don't care about this property with 60 years, have a history. I'm just do what I want.
They go into these huge IPs like Star Trek and Star Wars thinking they're going to use it to make a name for themselves. That's not your job. Your job is to continue the story, not to.
Yeah.
This is the issues with with the Star Trek Star Wars sequel movie. All these directors wanted to do their own thing. You don't get to do that. You come in and do what the studio tells you to, and you shut your mouth. When it's these huge multi-billion-dollar IPs, you want to go make a name for yourself. Go do your own little thing.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know, but I can't see any other reason that, as PB says here, he must hate Star Trek because he's destroying it. What
Star Trek needs a guiding hand who likes Star Trek. Kurtzman hates Trek. Berman, Bateman, Moore all love Trek, and they made real Trek. Kurtzman is a social ideologist activist. It's true. That's most of Hollywood today.
Yeah. This franchise, the Star Trek franchise, is worth over $10 billion, and you're running it into the ground. That's what Kurtzman is doing.
Look at the people who hired him. They hired him, and he's running into the ground. Like, I mean, you'd think that the people who are in charge, at the C-suite level would be like, wait a second, this guy's wrecking our IP. Everybody hates it. Maybe we should do something about that.
Yeah, it's a Kurtzman circa 2021. In an interview, he said it was never about making new Trek. It was always about using the platform to tell stories we want to tell. And by we he meant
Yeah, them. Those kind of people.
There you go.
And the thing about it,
why would you hire him? Why would you hire him? If I was in charge,
the thing about it is, he's speaking for a group of people that don't want to be spoken for. There's a lot of people in that community that says, listen, I'm not a person that's going to want to go out to watch a show all the time about, my sexual lifestyle. That's why you had there was 3 channels that were dedicated to that. One of them failed. And what they do, they turned around, changed it, and started putting up episodes of Laverne and Shirley and The Nanny and other sitcoms.
Yeah.
Not everyone in that community wants to see characters all the time representing them. They want to see, like everybody else, they want to see good stories.
People don't like being pandered to, and that's all this shit does is pander to people.
I mean, look, if you were in charge of any big property, be it James Bond, Star Wars, Star Trek, anything, you'd want that property. Your first thing is to make good stories so you can make money, right? Like that is your primary objective. So why not do that?
And we're seeing this all over the fringe in science fiction itself. It's not only Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, many others that that have been damaged by these people. I mean, literally damaged. To the point.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're seeing like the Ellisons that they're looking to get rid of Kurtzman before his cutoff date, where they're going to have to pay him a chunk of money.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with all that. It's just that I just can't believe that these people who are above these people who hire them are still, like, it's been 10 years that this has been going on. They've been destroying Star Trek, Star Wars, etc., Doctor Who for 10 years. And it's only now you're finally getting off your butt and going, oh, maybe you should fire this guy. Oh, geez, maybe you should have fired him 5 years ago. Like, it wouldn't be as much damage to your IP.
It's not about money really anymore. It's about your social credit standing. This is how it's going to be. If these kind of extremists got their way, you'd have a social credit score. How woke you are, how inclusive you are, how on the right side of thinking you are. And these kind of things would increase your social credit standing.
I'm gonna I agree with that in a way, and I think it might be that with like Kurtzman and his level. But I would think the people above him don't care about that stuff and want to.
No, that they're the ones who are pushing for that.
Them too.
The ones above him really? Are. Yes, yeah, because it's the Hollywood elite. Because a lot of people don't realize that pop culture is downhill from society. The way society is, and we're seeing that society impacts our entertainment. We've been seeing that. We've been dealing with this stuff for 15 years. 2 presidents ago, we went so far backwards in these kind of standings. I'm trying to be delicate. I'm trying to keep Q2 from getting struck.
Yeah,
But
Subspace Chatter. Hold on a second. Are you enjoying Starfleet Academy? Does it sound like no feds? Welcome, number one.
No, I am
number
not.
2, you must have just got here, missed the entire show. No.
I'm not even enjoying it from watching a car crash perspective. Wow, cool! Look at that! What a mess! It's not even like this episode was just not even. I mean, I'm kind of, the next one's going to be worse. I mean, I can't imagine how they could be worse, but I mean, maybe I got to watch to find out. But other than that, it's just horrible. There's nothing redeeming. I tried to look at this episode and say, okay, well, it's not Star Trek, it's not science fiction.
Couldn't do that.
Is it? Would it be would it be a good CW 90210 style teenagers going through teen angst story? I don't even think it'd be good like that. Like, I don't see anything redeeming up. I think a kid who liked those would watch it and go, "No, this is dumb."
You can enjoy it if you want.
You can enjoy it all you want. Subspace. That's your. If you enjoy it, fine, bless you. To that point.
See, what we don't do, unlike the other side, is we allow people to have their own preferences. It's like I saw yesterday on Twitter, if you didn't like the halftime show, you're racist. I said, so having preferences is racist now?
I'm Puerto Rican, and I found that halftime show to be very offensive.
I saw people look up the lyrics.
I'm talking about the one the NFL put together.
I saw where someone, a couple of people translated the lyrics, and the lyrics were just vulgar. I was like,
well, you see, now I don't agree with that. As the reigning science fiction snob, if you like the show, then I order you to take out your science fiction snob card and rip it up into pieces and burn it. If you like this show, so I don't agree with those guys. I appreciate them, but no, your card is revoked.
Oh no, Christopher, we don't. Hey, listen, if Subspace Chatter wants to likes it, it's okay. Stop taking the Get Yourself White. No, hey, listen, one thing about this show, we respect everybody's other, and that's the thing about us. We love our science fiction, we love our fantasy, we love our horror, all that, anime, manga, and all that. If you don't like it, that's fine. That is your choice. If there's something we don't like, that's our choice. To the point,
Mm-hmm.
I think PB's making a good point here, which is the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, that's
what who are these studio executives? How are they allowing this to go on and allowing it to go on for 10 plus years? Don't they care about their the money that they're hemorrhaging? I mean,
no, they don't.
Shareholders.
They don't care. It's not about money. It hasn't been about money since 2006 with who came into office. It's they're trying to push this. I hate using this word. This socialist society where what you say matters more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
What you think matters. What you think matters determines your standing in society. And for the past, I'd say probably 40, 50 years, the people who used to run the studios were filmmakers. And now it's these executives who've gone to business school instead of film school who don't know what people like.
Well, it's not only business school, it's sociology classes also.
Yeah. It's like, I remember in Lethal Weapon 4 where Murtaugh and Riggs are like, they're trying to deal with like the changes. And the captain looks like, yeah, now we have cops with social psychology degrees like Butters out there or Biscuits or whatever Chris Rock's character's name was. It's not about entertainment anymore. It's about indoctrination.
See, the thing is, years ago when I met Asimov, I did this interview years ago, and this was like in the
Isaac Asimov.
I did this interview.
Fuck, dude.
I was working with this was when I was in trade school, and this one person that we used to do public access shows also in the same studio. He used the studios at the trade school to do some of his interviews, and he brought Asimov down. Now Asimov was an arrogant son of a bitch, to the point on there, not knocking on, on his grave on situation, but he did warn us of this. He said, quote unquote, that years will go by and people will twist his books. You know, they're gonna. The only thing they're gonna remember is going to be the 3 laws of robotics. That's all they're going to remember of that story by Robot.
Yeah.
They're going to twist it around and change it and reform it into something else that I never wrote. You know, he warned us that, you know, this was going to happen, and this is late 80s that he foresaw this. He
Must have
died
been
in the
before
90s.
he passed away. Yeah, he died in
Right before he
92.
passed away. He died. Yeah.
Oh wow, you got to speak with him. Holy fuck!
Yeah, for a little bit, but yeah, a little bit arrogant.
Still,
I remember there was one girl that came. She was a big fan, and she had all his books, and she brought the books to be signed. He refused straight out.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does. She brought all her books down, and you know, and this is back. You know, we were still young. We were, you know, getting into our, you know, getting late teens into 20s. You know, to that point. So you know, you got a girl that was very young. She was 19 years old, and basically, you know, she was crying. You know, there's that old
Yeah, I
saying:
bet.
sometimes you can't meet your heroes.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes.
Except Peter Jurczyk.
PB makes a good point. Makes the point I've been making. It's not about the message. It's not anymore. Profits are not. It's about the message. It's not about profits. It hasn't been about profits in decades.
Well, I think that's. I mean, what's going to happen is that somebody is going to come around and say, "Hey, I want to entertain you," and it's going to be about the good entertainment, and it's going to become about the profits, and then next thing you know, these IPs will disappear and they'll die, and
maybe
you know,
some of
everyone
them
would be
should.
watching Space King instead, or you know, something like that. If you don't make enough money, you can't make more of it. So,
I mean, look at what was. We talked about him before. The YouTuber. Which one?
Markiplier.
Markiplier made like 2 million budget, made like 25 million on his movie.
He's over 30 now.
Over 30, and he would, and Hollywood tried to bury him. You told me last week.
Yeah, they took his name out of the top 10. He was number 2. It was between him and that other movie. I forgot the name of it. Where they're on the island, from the guy who made Evil Dead. There was janking back and forth to the number 1 position.
Okay, what was his movie called?
Iron Lung.
Yeah, it's number 2 right now.
It's still number 2. We're in week 2 on there.
And of course, Melania is number 1. Of course, 99. The tomato meter is 10% on Melania's movie, but 99% audience review.
Yeah, that one's falling out of the top 10 already.
It's number 1 right now. I just checked Rotten Tomatoes.
It's number 1.
Yes,
That's
and
weird.
Iron Lung is number 2.
Really? That jumped back up because basically it was the horror film. Hang on one second here. Let me look it up.
to PB's point, I think that if you did that, this show would not resonate with people who would watch a CW 90210 show. The writing isn't good enough. It's not interesting. Characters aren't interesting. You know, if you did that, it would not do well at all. It would still be in the toilet.
It's coasting off the Star Trek name. That's all it's doing, and it's
okay. Off of Box Office Mojo. Sorry to interrupt.
I'm
Send
looking at
Help is still number 1, and then there's like Zootopia, Iron Lung, and something called Solo Mio.
I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust Rotten Tomatoes. Even the numbers. I'm also checking the numbers. The numbers is listing that as well.
It's what? Yeah, we're getting off topic.
No, it's still on topic because basically we're talking about the, this show is horrible, but there are other people out there trying to make better shows.
Yeah, Christopher makes a good point. Fan made Star Trek is 10 times better than Kurtzman's Noob Trek. Yeah, but they've Axanar screwed everyone over in fan made Star Trek because they fucked us up royally, and Paramount took them to court, if I remember correctly, and now no one can make you. I have not seen a decent Star Trek fan made piece of film since the Axanar debacle. Because
Well, Continues is pretty good.
Axanar came out after
It
Continues.
came out after.
And Axanar's problem was, I think Q2 could probably back me up on this. Axanar used a lot of Star Trek alumni actors in their stuff.
Yeah.
And they took a lot of funding and then just basically gave people nothing. I think it was going to be a huge movie, but then Paramount sued them, and they were only allowed to do like a 5-minute.
Well, it was what they were raising their money on. They were selling shirts.
Okay.
And they were selling stuff that were basically the no when it comes to
you had
I take PB's point there. I think the people who are defending Trek's Starfleet Academy is so bad. I think the people who are defending it are actually are the ones getting paid to do it, because I don't think there's anybody at this point, even the people who are like, oh, I can't, defend this and, retain my credibility unless they pay me. I think that's what we have left. A couple of writers at the Mary Sue and, some of these Access Media types. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's even beyond that.
We saw last year, or in 2024, how far some of these groups are willing to go to pay these influencers for a certain point of view. I don't know how it is up in Maple Leaf Land where you are, Snob, but down here in the real world in the United States, we had a problem. We had a problem in 2024 with that. Certain parties were paying certain influencers to spew certain talking points.
I'm sure, if it's happening in the U.S., it's happening all over the Western.
Oh, it's happening all over the world.
I personally don't know how it is. Your elections are up there, Snob. So that's why I said.
Well, our entire media in the television media, the big names. Anyway, the three big stations, which is the CBC, which is owned by the government, CTV and Global, they're all paid by the government now. They were losing money because of YouTube and the internet, and so the government's now subsidizing them. So they're basically being paid by the government. So they're not all government media in a sense. So you get mainly government talking points. There's some independent media that's based on, YouTube and people who started out. And I mean, there's only a small group of people in their 60s or so who are watching that media. No, I don't watch it at all. It's no point.
Yeah, I mean, perfect example is the Super Bowl. Yeah, perfect example is the Super Bowl weekend with stuff. You had the halftime show, and then you had TP USA live on YouTube and Rumble. Doing their version. Now, according to Samba, who basically does the research similar to Nielsen's, they said that at that point, the network lost at least 39% of their viewers during the halftime show. Now, you go over the numbers over at YouTube. I think they were averaging about 6.7 million on the average.
Yeah,
the numbers are still coming in. Overall, right now, I think they're close to 30 million at this point.
TPUSA is at 21 million.
No, this is combining. They have more.
Yeah, I'm talking. I meant views on their YouTube video is 21 million. So you're looking
21 million on one, and there's a couple
between 25 and 30 million views.
Yeah.
So that's a huge chunk that the Super Bowl lost in that in that time.
and there was a huge chunk on Rumble.
Now that's going to affect their bottom line too, right? Because
yes.
they have the most expensive commercials are all during the halftime, right?
Well, the other half of it, there's a call for investigation now through the FCC.
Yes, because like I said earlier, someone translated the lyrics that he was singing, and they were vulgar. They were extremely vulgar. It's like, put this in my P, put your D in my P. I'm like, thrust. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
and
the FCC
from
like that.
From like a production standpoint, I was impressed at how they transformed the field in that fast. But then I saw yesterday videos from people who were at the game in the stands, and the crowds were almost silent. They were not cheering or
no.
Like I watched. I was at a friend's house, so I didn't have a choice in which halftime show to watch. But there was a reason why they didn't during the performance didn't kind of pan out to the crowd at all, because they were just standing there. Basically, I have those saved on my Twitter.
See, the thing is, the major problem is with that. Again, this is the politics of who's doing these shows. This is Jay-Z and his company that's in charge of the halftime show. So they put up whoever they want to put up on to that point. Now, being a Puerto Rican myself, we could have done a much better show, gotten a different group of Hispanic singers who do a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of English music all together, and done a much better show than what they put out. A more vibrant show than they put together on that. But yet, no, that's not what they want. They want to put in politics. They wanted to throw in, want to blame the United States for the problems that are going on in Puerto Rico, which it happens to be their own liberal politics that are going on down there. Because when they tell you, that Puerto Rico is an island of garbage, that there's some truth to that. There are some problems that they're having in Puerto Rico since the hurricanes. They can't get rid of the garbage that's there. It's still stuck there from the last couple of hurricanes. The power problem is liberal problem. They hired a company that is doing nothing but pocketing the money and basically rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
And, to that point, you have to understand when people put talk about situations in TV series, movies, and even at a sporting event, you got to say to yourself, this is, some of this stuff is not true. It's all propaganda out there, to that point. And even at the Olympics, same thing at the Olympics right now. Same shit's going on at the Olympics at this time period. How are you going to go to another country and start denouncing your own country?
The thing, and most of these commercials were blah as well. They weren't. There was one that I liked. It was the Jurassic Park Xfinity commercial, because it got Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Sam Neill to come back in as their characters from the first movie. And they de-aged them.
You didn't like the Mandalorian and Grogu commercial?
Well, I have not seen that one yet. I'm going to do. I'm saving that for a. Speaking about that, I check out Outpost Nerd for my Grogu Mandalorian trailer review that I will be recording and coming out within the next day. Talk about plugging. Haven't watched it.
Well, we're going to do the plugins in a minute. But let's wrap this up real quick on there.
He teed that up for me, and I had to take a swing at it.
Of course.
You're welcome.
Well, let's wrap up. If you had to rate this show, what will you rate it at? Let's start with Snob.
Oh, well, thank goodness I can go below my 3.1. I don't know. I was going between a 0 and a 1. But I'm thinking if I do 0, then I won't be able to go any lower. So maybe I should give it a 1, just so I have another number that I can get in there. A 1, I think.
Okay, Outpost.
It was horrible. Just
Yeah.
There's nothing
I-
of value there whatsoever.
Mhm.
Nothing. I like to explain my number a little, but
I have to give it. I agree with Snob. I won. This was not Star Trek in any way, shape, or form.
yeah.
It shat on the past lore more than any other episode so far. To the point that some of the aliens, which we were supposed to recognize, I had to like, what? That's a Cardassian? No, it's not. It's this whole inclusivity bullshit taken to the utmost extreme. This shit wouldn't pass on fucking UPN.
It's not Star Trek. It's not science fiction.
No.
I don't even think it would be a good 90210 CW show. I don't know
No,
what
the CW wouldn't even pick this up. It's
No.
it's YouTube wouldn't even pick it. Well, I can't say that because YouTube asshole. Yeah, it was one of the worst pieces of not just science fiction, not just Star Trek, but the worst piece of television I ever watched.
So we got 1, and what do I give it? I give it a 0. Why? Because basically, this is pure garbage. What they did to the legacy of Deep Space Nine was a total insult. Even in the credits, by playing the Deep Space Nine song in the credits, it just literally it's just a smack in the face. You know, Kurtzman does it again. Tawny does it again. You know, this is just garbage. You know, and next week, guess what? We got Paul Giamatti back for another round of tic-tac-toe on his head.
No, wait a second. Didn't Ricardo say that episode 6 is supposedly a good one?
I'm glad you said
Ricardo,
that.
okay, Ricardo has Paramount's dick in his mouth.
Yep.
He
did say that it's supposed to be the best. And looking at the trailer, it doesn't.
I after Voyager, he went on to play in Stargate, which I loved. Woolsey was a great character on Stargate. But him working on this has shown that he will suck anyone off for a job.
Mm-hmm. And of course, next week, what we're going to be dealing with, and what is the name of the episode next week? Holy shit! Hold on a minute. Do we have the name?
Team Galaxy. Marathon's Team Galaxy.
All right, I guess I got to watch this trailer, but I'm just like, oh.
No, I don't have an episode name for it. But next week it's going to be Paul Giamatti's back. They're going on a little training cruise. What does that sound like?
You're going to be flying
around. A little bit of Wrath of Khan, a little bit of insulting in the Wrath of Khan, maybe. To the point.
And I like Paul Giamatti. He's a great actor.
He's a good actor.
One of my favorite Christmas movies was Fred Claus. I thought that movie was hilarious.
I don't like him in that.
Yes, I don't like him. Not even him can say this.
Horrible.
He was great in a movie called Shoot 'Em Up.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
He's doing a good job on this either. So, but on this,
he was great in Shoot 'Em Up.
He played a character in Downton Abbey, which I love period pieces, so I enjoyed that show.
Okay, so we got that next week. 3 p.m. here. We'll be reviewing that.
We'll be
if it doesn't get canceled. If it doesn't get canceled in the next couple of days. Considering now we're looking at the face of another SAG-AFTRA strike coming up, because they just started negotiations today on that. So
okay, well, you didn't. Okay, this episode of Starfleet Academy might be the best one yet. Our students find themselves literally between life and death, and not everyone comes out alive. The episode is intense and exciting, keeps you edge of your seat. And when complaining that the show is not Star Trek, might need to button up and sit down and take another look. That's what I'm reading off the
Where's that, Ricardo?
This is from Parade magazine.
Oh God!
First thing that came.
I hate those. I hate when those fuckers like, oh, if you don't like it, you're not a fan. You don't deserve. Like they're telling us we don't deserve to have our own opinions. I hate that fucking shit.
And some things that we do like, of course. Hopefully he'll be back soon. It'll be Jason over from Sci-Fi for Me, live from the bunker. Hopefully we'll get him back on there. Mrs. Sci-Fi for Me, she's I guess she's recovering after an operation. So
He posted a 5-minute video a few hours ago. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it was something about the Substack that
Yeah,
supposedly
Substack.
some particular celebrity or writer, I guess, subscribed to his Substack that he didn't anticipate on that, to that point. And then, of course, Sundays we got over at Tennessee Tabletop, the Bad News Bars with Death Angel Shadows and Cam. Be sure to check that out. You never know what guest is coming on or what surprise guest like Culture Casino
Crazy
showing up on his episode.
Crazy.
As well. If you guys haven't seen that yet, please do check that out. That is a great episode on there that just out of nowhere Culture Casino shows up on that. And then, of course, Outpost. What do you got again?
I'm going to be doing some Super Bowl movie trailer reviews coming out, so check them out. I'm going to be doing the new Minions movie. I'm going to be doing the Supergirl trailer, the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer. I'm looking forward to that movie because I really enjoyed the first Super Mario Brothers movie they did recently, and so check those out. And
That should be good.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I really loved what they did. Because I go into that thinking Chris Pratt as Mario, that's going to be weird, but it was really good. It was one of my favorite movies I saw in a long time. So check it out.
And Wednesday night, what do we got going on Wednesday night, Snob?
It's Babylon 5. It is Messages from Earth, I think. It is it's part of the main plot of what's going on. So we're gonna see something with the shadows happening. I've watched the episode, so I know what's happening. But
This is the beginning of the
with
next
the shadows.
The next 3 to 4 episodes are the top rated
Yes.
episodes on Babylon 5 for season 3.
We're getting to the good shit, man.
Yeah, it's I haven't seen them, but I can tell. So I'll give a shadow ship is found on Ganymede or somewhere like that, and the crew on Babylon 5 finds out about it, and Sheridan needs to take action, and he does. So yeah, things are ramping up a little bit. There's the subplot with the Night Watch as well. I thought that was not too bad either.
Which is escalating. It's going to be
it's escalating. There's some good acting if you're watching it. There's this one actress behind, and she's like, "Hey, where's the captain, by the way?" And there's some of her facial expressions and stuff that she's I'm like, they got good extras on there, man.
Snob, the ship's found a little closer to home, if you catch my meaning.
No, I think it's on Ganymede. They found it.
Nope, I'm looking right at it.
No, they had one in Mars, and then Ganymede.
Yes, I think
the one in Mars.
I think this is the episode where they find the one on Mars.
No, they already found the one on Mars.
Yeah, this is the one that they find on Mars. It's basically the story is that the woman that was there explains her story, and then she explains that they found another.
Yes, they found one on Mars, and this is the one where she ran after she found it on Ganymede. You're right. My apologies.
Yeah, she comes and tells them about the ship that she found on Mars, and Garibaldi was involved with it as well.
Yes.
And then they say we found another one, and it's Ganymede. They got to go there.
And then what do we have for Top Lofty Sunday?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Still working on something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He won't know until he presses play on Top Lofty.
Maybe 20 minutes before the show.
Hey, Chillstream was good this week. Chillstream was good. Chillstream was good
did?
this week.
Yeah, we like to do those. We're every once in a while. Just talk about whatever. Again, as Cam said on the show, that's what the show was originally envisioned at. But we want to have some sort of topic so that we can talk about stuff, so we don't look like idiots just hanging around. But anyway.
And then, of course, we'll be here next week again, Tuesday, 3 p.m. live on there. Now, just a bit of a programming note. We're going to be doing Otaku Thursday shorts from here on for the next several weeks, as we are rebranding Otaku Thursday. It's going to be a brand new show, completely straight out anime, manga. We're working on it right now. In fact, I'm trying to look for another host that's a very good expert on manga. I'm trying to right now. I'm talking to some people that are very good in the manga world. If they'll come on and talk about what they like and stuff like that. I'm working on that, and I think Cam will be coming on for a couple on that because he just started watching Free Ren, which I recommended to him. He got through the first 3 episodes and he loves it so far. So that's a good.
Cam hates everything. That's really
and Cam hates everything. So that's a good thing.
Surprising. Wow, it must really be good.
Yeah, and some of the things that we're going to be talking about this week on Man Man with the Show, 8K TVs are gone. They're dead. It's a dead issue. RIP 8K. Forget about if you're thinking of buying an 8K. Check out my video. What is that on the 11th? Basically, we'll explain what's going on. The industry is deciding to move away from 8K. We also have Dean Cain being banned from GalaxyCon, if you haven't heard that yet. We also have the comic book Sex Criminals has been greenlit by Amazon Prime with Kumail Nanjiani working on the series on there. And then our taco short will be we'll be talking about Dragon Ball, the new series that's coming, and Dorohedoro on Netflix, which is finally returning, which has been a while since on that, which is it is one of the good animes that are on Netflix right now going on. So if you haven't seen it yet, do catch that video. And if you haven't catched it yet, the Peter Jurasik video is on several different platforms, ladies and gentlemen. You can watch it right here on Cuticast TV. You can watch it on Sci-Fi Snobs channel. You can watch it on Tennessee Table, and you can watch it on Sci-Fi for Me. We're also putting up shorts, like Snob said, and I said. We have short versions of the video itself. My interview, his interview. We've separated them. So basically, if you don't want to go through the 2 hours, you can go through a shorter version, find some of the fun stuff. Because there was a lot of great fun stuff with this. A lot of grain. Snob will tell you too, right? We had a lot of fun on
that. Yeah, Peter's a great interviewer. He, was very open about talking about what was going on, mostly, and he's got a good way of talking and telling stories. So, like you'd expect from an actor. So, I found the interview very enjoyable. It was fun.
It seems to me that you see a lot of actors who they become popular. They have all these fans, and they kind of grow to resent them. Peter, it looks like he loves talking about this just as much as we do, and he loves telling the stories and as much as we love hearing them. So it's amazing to get that first-hand experience with something we all love and hear all the stories from these amazing actors who some of them have gone on that we'll never be able to meet now, and hear how like I loved hearing his stories with him and Steven, just how they goofed around, they had fun.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite parts of the
imagine if you could get him and Steven, who played Veer, or him and Andreas, who played Jakar, and have both of them talk and tell stories about what happened. That would be, you'd be just probably laughing your guts out.
Yes. Jerry Doyle, he was funny too. God, that would have been awesome. So much of the cast.
Well, we are working on a couple of the other actors from there. Bruce, Claudia, Patricia, and all the other ones. We're working on trying to get them on the show. Some people are saying some good things about our show, so hopefully they'll agree to come on the show. We'll be able to have them here. And
Patricia would be an interesting one to talk to, since she has experience in both Star Trek and Deep Babylon 5.
We're also looking into some of the smaller characters, like Ed Wasser, who played Mr. Morden. A couple others,
that'd be cool.
Because hey, listen, they were important characters too.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear from even guys like Keffer, who only lasted a season. I mean, he might have some interesting stuff behind the scenes about what happened and that kind of stuff. I think.
So if you are guys watching out there, or your friends, please drop our name. Drop our name.
Yeah,
Peter,
I would like.
Peter will vouch for us.
Where is Josh Cox? I'd be like the he played Corwin. Could ask him about his little thing with Ivanova there.
Yeah, he was. I think at one point he was the last officer standing of the original.
Outpost.
I'm not going to say anything else.
You're giving some things away.
It's been out 30 years. It's
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, but they haven't. Snob hasn't seen it yet. Snob hasn't seen it.
Only
Death Angel Shadows hasn't seen it. Jason
yeah.
hasn't seen it.
Only because the audience has forced me not to watch it. They want my.
Yeah. But also, like I said at the beginning of the show, unfortunately, Tubi has removed and Amazon has removed Babylon 5 from their channel. I mean, Amazon still has it, but you have to pay for it. Now,
there are a lot of places you can.
No, I've checked everywhere. The only place left right now, currently, is Roku. Roku is the only one left right now that you're able to.
Curse you, Tubi.
Yeah, they're the only one left.
I go Captain Jack style when it comes to my TV shows. So.
Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The other, yeah, I know. Wayo, oh, wayo. No, you can, yeah. That way, you could probably find something else on there. Listen, this morning I found, just to relax back just a moment we're eating breakfast, I found Quartermass in the Pit on Daily Motion. If you've never seen Quartermass in the Pit, fantastic science fiction movie. On that, any of the Quartermass movies are very good. On that, that's one you should have, Snob, for your.
Which is it called?
Quartermass on the Piss?
No, Quartermass and the Pit.
Pit, okay.
Pit. Quartermass and the Pit is basically, it takes place in London, and what happens is that they're doing some construction work near the underground subway, and they find a skeletal remain of a caveman from years ago. Yeah. So they they bring in an archaeological team in. They start digging it out, and they find a spacecraft that's been there a long time.
But
and they find the creatures that are still in there that they've died in there. These insect creatures on there, and then suddenly things start to go wonky. Now, Quartermass is the main character. He's a doctor, and basically, it's sort of like Doctor Who, without him being from outer space, without the TARDIS and all that. He gets into these weird situations with alien invasions and weird happenings around there. That's the shows themselves. They've been very popular. It's a BBC show.
1967. Oh, that checks out. That's the right time frame. Science fiction horror film. British.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I just bookmarked
U.S. title, 5 million years to Earth.
Yep.
There's Quartermass in the Pit, Quartermass the Experiment, and I'm trying to remember the other two. And they did a mini series. They did a small TV series on it as well.
So we need to find it under 5 million years to Earth.
Well, no, I found it under Quartermass in the Pit.
Okay.
I know Daily Motion had it on there. So that's how.
Well, we have our next up on the Discord. We have our next movie night. It's between Outland and what's the other one there?
Are you talking about the other Sean Connery? Zardoz.
Zardoz. So
Sean
Zardoz
Connery
has been up
versus
there.
Sean Connery.
It's the second time it's up there. Until we watch it. Until it goes so far. Outland is winning, and everyone is saying vote Outland. Well, not everybody. Some people are. But,
well, they just remastered out. I just bought the 4K version on it. It looked gorgeous on 4K.
Is Outland the one where the guy's like like from outer space and crash lands in like Viking?
No. This is Sean Connery plays a sheriff on a mining colony on Saturn, one of Saturn's moons.
Okay, what
it's
movie
really
am I
good.
thinking about?
It's really good. Peter Boyle is also in this. Basically, it's sort of like the Western 12 O'Clock High.
What movie am I thinking
really?
about then?
I know what you're talking about. They're like there's Outlander. There's another Outland movie where where the guy crashes on Earth in the past. He's an alien, but he crashes on Earth in the past. I'm trying to remember. There's one other Outland also, but no, this is Sean Connery, Peter Boyle. It's a really good science fiction movie. It's basically he's trying to solve situations where workers are taking a high-end drug that's just literally making them totally psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's leading to a point where the drugs are coming from is very high up in the chain of command.
Oh,
interesting.
Right, well, go vote, and maybe we'll get that one. Or we might be watching Sean Connery in a big red diaper.
Nope.
Half naked to the movie. Your choice, people.
Yeah, Sean Connery in a diaper or Sean Connery as a sheriff.
God, he was such a good actor.
Oh yeah.
My favorite James Bond.
So let's get going here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being there. Once again, thank you for those who have the new subscribers to there, the new people in the chat that have shown up. Thank you for you there. Understand some of your things might have been blocked. Of course, YouTube tends to block them. Language. Let's keep the language to a minimum onto there. We want you to talk. We want you to get out what you want to say out there, but also YouTube tends to protect us on that as well. So basically, just understand that. Don't feel bad if your thing didn't show up on the screen on there. Understand, but listen, I wish I could put up everything on there. What everybody wants to say, but unfortunately, this is YouTube. But once again, thank you all for showing up. Be sure to once again check out all of our affiliate partners out there. They deserve it. Subscribe to them, like, share, obviously all on there. We'll see you on the next videos that are coming up in the next 2 days, and back again here on Madman Cafe on Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So bye-bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.